Los Angeles Rams at the Arizona Cardinals. I wish, and I will be monitoring this because there is a 3 available right now at PointsBet in favor of the Rams. So again, this is as of recording this 3.5 everywhere else, rest of country 48.5 is your total. I have been holding out hopes, praying that I can find a 3, that a 3 pops here for me. A complete overreaction to a circus comeback by the Cardinals and a ho-hum win by the Rams. Power ratings wise, the Rams are 10 spots ahead of the Cardinals for me in this thing. And the fact that this has fallen to the point that it has, and that there is a 3 in the market right now at minus 115, you're not even paying all that much juice. I would be unloading the clip on the Rams at that number. Steven, I know you're already on the Rams at 3.5. I think the 3 is just a gorgeous number. If this is gonna toggle back and forth by the time you watch this, just kind of monitor what the market is doing. If you're going to get a 3 in this thing, I think this is like one of the best bets of the week, if not the best bet of the week. This was a complete overreaction to all of the highlights on SportsCenter of Kyler Murray running around like we're playing friggin' Madden and coming around with this miracle comeback. This Cardinals team is not good.
Yeah, I just checked. I just cashed out my Rams minus 3.5, and as soon as we're wrapped, I think I'm jumping in the car and heading over the bridge in Indiana to bet Rams minus 3. Man, I can't. What is going on here? Like through through 3 quarters, the first 2 weeks, Kyler Murray is 27th and 24th in dropback EPA and success rate, slightly worse than Mitch gonna have my money Trubisky through the 2 weeks, and EPA and CPOE composite. Not good as well. Negative CPOE, that's completion percentage over expectation for those uninitiated. So he is not completing passes at the rate he is supposed to be. Top 6 in rush EPA and success rate for this Cardinals offense, but James Conner is now on the injury report. So now they're going to be trotting out there Eno Benjamin and Darrell Williams. So not great if Conner can't go, and even if he does play, he's going to be compromised. On the flip side here, you have a Cardinals defense that is number 1 in blitz rate with a pressure rate that is 13% lower than their blitz rate. The blitz hasn't even been effective. And the Cardinals' 50% blitz rate through 2 weeks would have been number 1 last year by 10%. Like, they know they have absolutely nothing on the back end. They cannot play coverage. And now they're facing Matthew Stafford, who was top 5 in the NFL last year in completion percentage against the blitz. This number is wacky. Yeah. I don't get it. Like, I hate going against the market. I don't get it. But in this case, I feel very strongly about it.
Adam, I saw you light up when I said that there was a 3 available as well at just 115. Again, like the move from 3 to 3.5 is actually it's actually like minus 130, right? And so if you can get a 3 at 115, that is in my opinion, just a fantastic number here on a game that, in my opinion, should be closer to 6. So like, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what I'm missing here, but boy, I would love. Is it too late for us to catch a flight to Arizona and go make this bet at PointsBet? I mean, like, seriously, this is crazy.
You know, this is crazy for me, Matt, because I actually make this game strictly by power ratings. I'm pretty close to where the spread is at 3.5. Now, that being said, I'm a little lower on the Rams just because of the Matthew Stafford maintenance situation, and I think a truly good team does not allow Atlanta to do what it did in the fourth quarter. I mean, frankly, if Jalen Ramsey doesn't make a hero play in the end zone against Bryan Edwards, we might be talking about Atlanta coming back from 28-3, which would be hilarious, and also would make us have a lot of questions about the Los Angeles Rams. Now, my question to you, Matt, comes to this, because I did light up when I heard that 3. You talked about the 3 minus 115. Right now in Vegas, it's painted 3.5 across the board. We never advocate buying points, right? It's generally not a strong strategy. Is this the one spot where if it doesn't get under the 3.5, if it holds, would you consider buying it at, say, minus 120?
Yeah, I mean, at 120, I would. I mean, like I said, anything better than 130 is actually a positive move for you, right? I mean, if we're factoring it, this is getting too math and nerd and whatever. But if we do the 52.4% for the break even, and then you factor in the push percentages or whatever, it comes out to about minus 130. The move off of a 3, whether that's the 2.5 or the 3.5. And so, I mean, if you can buy it at 120, then yeah, I mean, it's a positive move, right? I mean, it's a plus EV move for sure. And so, it's a shocker to me. I actually have the Rams as a much better team than the Cardinals. And
the Falcons needed a blocked punt for a touchdown, and then they got a fumble, and then they got 2 extra points on a meaningless safety at the end of the game. Otherwise, the Rams cover the spread. So
they do. And
but
the turnovers can't be taken out of the equation when it comes to the Rams. And a lot of that has to do with Stafford throwing the ball to the other team. So again, I'm not going to,
but not last week. Not last week. That wasn't the reason. I mean, it was a fumble by Cooper Kupp, I believe. It was a special teams gaffe and a meaningless 2 points at the end. So I agree with you long term, but I just think this matchup is so good for the Rams. We've seen it a few times in the past as well with a Cardinals roster that is nowhere near as good as it was the past couple of years.
I'm all over this for the Rams. I've been praying all week that this thing gets to a flat 3. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. If there's an opportunity to buy it at a price that makes sense, I might do that. But it's interesting. I think this is a pretty big. Just
to finish.
I mean, to your point, Adam Stafford did have 2 picks.
I was just going to say, don't come back at me and say that it wasn't about Stafford throwing the ball away. He threw another 2 interceptions. So yeah.
Yes, one not his fault, but yes, he did throw 2 picks last week in that one.